Welcome everyone once again to the Quantum Cafe in the Interstellar Lounge with your host here, the Cosmic Messenger, aka Derek Pennant. I work as a light body technician, putting all your metaphysical parts back into working order. A Reiki master teacher, I teach the certification classes, as well as do sessions with Universal Life Force Energy. Or a scanning specialist, 7 layers of the aura. I do a full scan and a report during sessions, and as well as a metaphysician, and I'm trained in Tamiana as well too, which is a lot more known in like northern South America and Central America as well too. Hope everybody's having a most fantastic, amazing day. What a wild set of consistent and constant astrological shifts, energies moving on the planet for this whole ascension process. You can really feel the ley lines connecting right now and sending a lot of energy down, not just to sacred sites, but all these different vortices and portals and power spots on the planet. It's really increased in a very vibrant way. And on top of that, we've also been having the Silver Gate portal, which we just came out of, where the sun is conjunct the fixed star Aldebaran. That was May 28th to June 1st as well too, plus bookends of new and full moons in the month, and wow, it keeps coming. It's absolutely incredible. What a wild Gemini season we've been in, especially with Uranus being in Gemini for the next 7 years as well. That was one of the major astrological shifts going through the planet. You can feel all the plasma that's really working through our bodies and waking up our multidimensional self. It's quite incredible. Hope everybody, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, is having an amazing springtime and that things are flowing well as we're planting those cosmic seeds. You know, some of the stuff we did in the linear calendar year, New Year. For me, the New Year always felt like it started when spring arrives as well too, and you feel that full shift with the spring equinox as well. So I wanted to come on today, and I wanted to give, it's been a little bit since I've done a video, I wanted to put a whole bunch of galactic at-home practices that you can use in your own home, and also list off some of the things that I offer to my clients, my multiverse. I'm constantly creating new ones, assembling others that I find, and purposing them so that they become cute and compact. I did create an oracle deck called Metamorphosis Oracle. There's some videos on my page here, and in there with each of the cards there's 55 individual galactic at-home practices. So we want to go through and give you some easy, accessible, metaphysical practices for mind, body, and spirit for harmonic, multidimensional wellness that you can do in the comfort of your own home, living space, space pod, whatever that looks like for you. And these ones aren't very long. There's a couple that can go extended, but quite often they're very short and able to do them really quickly so that you can go about your day and stay tuned up wherever you go. Because when we keep this human vessel in master tune-up zone, we live longer, we feel better, we're engaging with our emotions in a nice balanced way, our mind's not spinning on a continuous regular basis, we don't have all the aches, pains, and discomforts, and then our energy field is more open to the cosmic wisdoms, so we can turn the dial up on our extrasensory perception, our intuition, and becoming a master of our own inner realms. Okay? And then we can offer those wisdoms out to the world as well too. So there's quite a few galactic at-home practices that I would like to share. So I'm going to list through them really quickly, through a bunch of them. And if you'd like to take any of them and use them in the comfort of your own home and use them as much as you like, these are ones that you can use daily. Some of them are quite powerful, so you may only need to do them do them once, sit for a few days or a week, and then see if you wanted to repeat them again. But quite often they're powerful to go in that way as well too. So one of the ones I love is called the pineal decalcifier. And so what you do is you get a 5 milliliter, you can get more, of organic frankincense. And every single day put a carrier oil on first, like olive oil, coconut oil. Just make sure you're not sensitive to the skin. Most humans are okay with it, but it's good to check in because essential oils are very concentrated. Like even peppermint oil is the equivalent of drinking 23 cups of fresh peppermint tea, not reusing the bag. Potent, super hot water, letting it steep for 10 minutes. So you get the idea. In a 5 mil, you'll get 108 drops approximately, which is the same as the mala bead necklaces. Find that interesting. And then when you're using it, you're going to place 1 drop on your third eye every single day, and it's going to help decalcify the pineal gland. You can make it a morning or an evening routine. I like to do things in the morning more than often, just to make sure at first, when starting out, that I don't get too activated from the process. But quite often, spiritually exercising yourself can help with sleep as well too, and the divine dream space codes. So you place 1 drop of the plasma frankincense on your third eye. Of course, if somebody's allergic or has different things, you can choose other essential oils. The other one that's really good for that is myrrh. And then 3 times a week. So you're going to do it every single day until that bottle's completely done. Then 3 times a week minimum, a big healthy dose of cilantro goes right onto your meals. And then after that, you can eat a whole healthy dose. Some humans have the concern where cilantro can taste like soap, so you could use parsley as well, or thyme as an alternative, but the cilantro is the master class. Then get off of drinking tap water and drink only pure chemical-free water, either from a natural well source, an RO filter, Santevia, things like that, Berkey water systems. And then you'll do that continuously until the whole bottle is gone. So it's going to take about 3 months to go through that vortex. And you're also awakening your perceptual abilities in that process as well too. Frankincense is very powerful. The next one is called Eka Mai, and it's a mantra. So that's not Sanskrit, but it goes back quite far in ancient India as well too. You're connecting into the universal goddess and the flow of everything that is, and we're stripping everything else away. The most potent version of Eka Mai I've ever heard is from an album called White Sun. Just type that into the internet. You'll get free video to watch it. It'll be about 32 minutes long. Let it loop in the background. You can find the lyrics online as well too, which you'll be chanting. Takes a little bit to get to know this one because I think there's about 6-7 different phrases. Once you get the hang of it, either way, if it's playing in the background, it's planting those auditory codes into our human vessel. So you let that go on a regular basis, but when you're singing and moving with it, then you're chanting, you're helping increase the frequencies in the portal that's around too. This one's really good for staying in our 0 point fields and staying with still point as well, so that we're all calm on the insides as well too, okay? Because once we do enough metaphysical work, if we had most of the populace doing this work, we would have to re-engage with like how we calculate what's the average medium blood pressure, because it's based on a distorted society. What is the amount of iron that you need? How does your body create it when you're going through dietas or different intermediate fastings and stuff like that? There's going to be a whole new set of instructions for how we absorb our nutrients, and it won't be, the common medium won't be the same as what it was before, and it'll still be unique for each individual human that's in there as well too. The next one is called the microcosmic orbit. So this one goes really well with like acupuncture, chi flow, qi gong, stuff like that. I'm going to turn to the side. You won't be able to see the whole parameter that goes, but there's a channel that goes all the way up your head, down your back, connects up to where the root chakra is at the bottom of the tailbone, and then comes up the front side and connects over. It's like an elongated oval. It's not a perfect oval by any means. There's different energy centers that it connects with. This one's all about building up energy and channeling it, and then being able to send it back out, or keeping that within your own system to keep things vital with universal life force energy. So, microcosmic orbit, pretty simple. Just put the tongue to the roof of your mouth. You might need to practice it a bit to get used to holding it up with that muscle, and then you pull in root lock. So the whole root chakra, tailbone area is being pulled in, and then you can relax into it after you pull it. Put the tongue at the roof of your mouth, and then just breathe regularly. You can go forward or backwards. It doesn't matter which direction you go, but quite often you'll start with the spine, bring it up the backside, breathe that forward and keep it down and move it around. Charge that up for 4 to 5 minutes for practitioners or energy workers. Once you release the energy, you can send it out through a crystal onto the treatment table, a gathering, a sound bath, whatever you're working with, and you can charge up and send energy out that way. Maybe you're blowing onto a specific area as well too. So you can add it into your metaphysical tools, acupuncture needles right after you tap. You can build up that energy before and right when you're going to tap. Just release the tongue and the root lock as well too. It's a very potent one for storing up energy and also keeping ourselves vital and young as well too. And then there's another one. A lot of humans know it. You don't have to go fast for this one if it's too much for you. If any of these exercises don't work for you, you just pick the ones that best support you. You're the master of your own reality in that regard, no matter what anyone tells you. So, breath of fire, that's where you're like doing small breaths and you're pulling up the gut, and it's almost like pushing up into your diaphragm. And they're quick little breaths. You can go really slow if you need to and ease your way into it. This one's very vitalizing. It charges up energy. It puts that yang into the mix. It gets the prana flow going. So you're pumping it that way through your system. That one's a good one. Another one is to lay in a crystal grid that you create. I really like having 6 chord obelisks and laying in a hexagon or a universal hexagram. That's one of my favorites. Then, why are we laying in it? Not only are we creating a vortex of healing energy, and it protects us in the auric field from all the environmental factors, it's also simultaneously really good for coding. Quartz especially is coded. Able to be coded. You can use any other crystal you'd like, but quartz is the best. Then, when you're working with it, you bring in, before you go to lay down, put on some metaphysical music, have a glass of water nearby, and then just set a divine intention. Send out a signal from your third eye. And let the universe know, I am working on activating this. I am wanting to heal and remediate X, Y, and Z. And place that into the grid. Maybe put your hands over top of the crystals for a couple minutes each. Get them all powered up. You can be standing up and they can be on the floor. And then lay in your space pod and go on a journey. The next one is Satkriya. The camera angle may not be able to show all of it. This one's a Kundalini yoga technique. So you put your fingers like this and you cross them over. Okay? So for the masculine body, you're going to have your right thumb over top of your left, and then you reverse it for the female body as well too. And you're going to place your hands up and straight. You're still holding this position the whole time. You cover it up to your ears. You can be sitting in a chair, but it's best when you're kneeling down on the floor. Maybe you need a cushion behind you. And then you do like breath of fire, but you're going to say Sat, Nam. Sat when you breathe in, Nam when you release. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. And just get used to your own rhythm. Get used to your own voice. And just let it flow however it needs to go. So you get this going through the system, everything's flowing. You're doing Sat Nam for 3 minutes. That's all you need to do. You can up it to 7 or use like divine numbers like 11 minutes. You can stop at any point in time in these exercises. You want to feel comfortable the whole way, especially when you're practicing and learning. And then when you get to the end, you're still holding everything up. That's when you draw all the energy up through your root chakra with your breath and send it up all the way out your arms and out the top of your fingers, connecting all the chakra points. You could do a reversal, send the energy back down through the fingertips if you need to ground out the energy as well too. So that's a powerful one. Another one is you journal on a piece of paper. So you write down 3, 4, 5 items that you are really wanting to heal at this time. You create them on a piece of paper, find a crystal in your home that you're willing to let go of. It's like a small tumbled stone works good, or a piece. Then you journey out to nature. You go and dig a hole, just a small one. And you bring a lighter with you. Okay, so you dig the hole, you reread those 5 items you want to heal, then you light them on fire. You put the crystal over top of the ashes, you bury it, and then place your hands over top and give it 5 minutes of universal life force energy, and then the process is complete. Sets that intention, invokes it into the written word, which is absolutely incredible. The next one is very, very simple, but you put on solfeggio frequencies, find one with a 7-track band, and then for each track, you visualize that specific chakra point from root to crown, so root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and then crown, and you bathe your being for that entire track in that color. Seeing it being filled up, almost like you're pumping a bike tire. It's just colorizing you from head to toe. So that's a powerful one. If you're wanting to clean your mind out and do subconscious composting, get rid of some of the matrix programming, things you know is not serving your highest good in your mind, that's okay if stuff pops up. We don't want to get upset with ourselves. We want to be engaged. And it happens sometimes. So, because if we grip and get all upset, that's not going to help the healing process. Now what we do, it's a very simple process. If you're a visualizer, this works really amazing. If not, you can use your hands right after the thought happens if you need to. Because I have worked with a few humans who can't visualize, but they have their other senses off, going off. They're more potent. So what you do is you have an evasive thought. Maybe it's like a commercial and you don't even want the jingle in your head. You locate it in your mind's eye. If you need to close your eyes, you can do it too, but you can do this anywhere you're walking down the street. And you circle it with your third eye, draw an X over top of it, and then hit the delete button. And you do this as many times as you can continuously and regularly. And you let it surf the cosmic waves. Sometimes you have to do it thousands of times over. I did it for a few years straight and it worked fantastic. The thing was, after I stopped doing it, so many stuff, I'm talking linear time only, from my past in this lifetime was very challenging to recall those items. And it took about 7 or 8 years before some of them entered the vortex again. It was quite interesting. I got my beautiful list down here. The other one is Aura Up. What a great technique. This is for powering up the auric field. And this is a technique from the Pleiadians. So at the bottom of your feet, you're just standing up and you say Aura Up, and then you visualize, feel, and do it with your breath. Bring 2 oval shape areas connecting at the top of the crown, and then you'll repeat it from the front and behind your back, connecting up at the crown as well too. And then you just say egg-shaped golden, 6 inches from the body, tight, firm, radiant, and robust. This is my shield, my galactic enhancer, and my cosmic protector. Then it's good for 3 hours. It's a very simple process. After you drew those energy lines up from all 4 areas, also breathe them going back down in circular motion as well too. Another awesome galactic at-home practice is head over to my Bandcamp page, bandcamp.com, free to listen to, and look in my albums and look for Exit the Matrix New Earth Activation. It's a light language album. Light language is spoken dialects from the stars, and it's returning to the planet in very powerful ways, and it emits light codes for transformation. Find the album. It's 2 hours long, and then each track will have a different area in your reality that it's working on healing or activating, from Merkaba spin recalibration, spin repatterning, to cellular restructuring, fear, anger, all the different factors. Connecting into the central heart field frequencies. And then you just let it play. Have a sacred space, no distractions for all these practices, but for this one specifically. You can listen to it in 2 chunks of 1 hour if you need to. If you fall in love with a certain track, because it's helping work through a specific area or upping your frequencies, then you can let it loop in the background. All you have to do is listen to it as well too. I get asked so many times, like, what can I do at home? I'm experiencing X, Y, and Z. There is so many things we can do. A galactic at-home practice is take a bath, put on some Tibetan sound bowl music in the background so it encodes the water. Light some incense, put some essential oils inside, get a nice, clay bath going with some mineral salts, things like that. Read a book that's enhancing your consciousness, or just meditate to a non-toxic candle. Okay, another one, a very simple one as well too, especially for all you Reiki practitioners or anybody who's gone through any of the 3 Reiki degrees. You just place your hands directly onto the body and you send it universal life force energy. We're naturally doing it every day that we live. We're emitting it everywhere we go, but when you focus and concentrate on it, more goes through the body, especially for Reiki practitioners or those who work with the metaphysical arts, because they're constantly swimming in that energy. But the Reiki attunements allow more to flow through the human vessel as well too. So you place them on your hands in specific areas, and you go through that vortex, and then you wait till your hands warm up. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes in a specific area, and then you can move it to another spot. Like you could do it behind your neck, right? You can't see everything right now. You could put it up onto your solar plexus, put it down on the sides. You can do your thighs and knees, etc. You can even put them directly over top of your eyes, behind your head. So you can sitting down for about 25, 30 minutes can really get the universal life force energy going. And this can help heal so many areas, like creating smooth digestions, working through all the different factors and of healing. It keeps your energy vital. Blood pressure regulation can help with boosting the immunity and all sorts of wonderful stuff. Puts us in a deep, calm yin state so we can start off our day in majestic frequencies. Okay? But you want to go for about 15 minutes because that's when it really gets the energy flowing as well too. Mudras. Oh, I love mudras. I like this one specifically. So we got this guy over here as well too. Really, really potent. If you can see that mudra. This one's for interdimensional travel. It's quite fantastic as well. I absolutely love this one so much. I would definitely recommend using it, especially if you want to place it up by your third eye. You connect your thumbs up to that area between the brow. That's a very potent spot for doing multidimensional work as well too. And then we have affirmations. Affirmations have been around since time immemorial. Short sentences that are encoding what you actually want to create. So if you tell yourself today was challenging, you don't want to hide or bypass from anything, but if you're doing it regularly every single day for months on end, you're going to create the challenging days. But if we say to ourselves, I am financially abundant and I radiate, joy and expansiveness everywhere I go, that's going to help expand those frequencies as well too. So that helps tremendously as well. Check my list here. And then you keep those going. I have a huge list, so you got to keep verifying it because it's a big one. So yeah, you can create your own sentences. I am healthy, whole, and complete. All is well in my world. There's lots of different versions you can work with. The Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, is an amazing book to work with in those parameters as well too. The next one is Inner Child transmutation. So basically what you do is you put your hands out like a cup, and then you visualize a heart in your hands, okay? And you think of all the things that you wanted to heal, upgrade, remediate, and grow with your childhood. And you place your child self into this heart. And then you send all of the healing energies, intensities, and beautification frequencies right into that child, and you see it smiling and glowing. And then you hold it here for as long as needed. The next one is a cold water dip. That one's pretty easy. If you have a shower, if you have a bath, or the best one is to go to the ocean or to a lake and go in for a cold water dip up to the neck for 3 minutes. May work for certain individuals. Some might have different reactions with any of these different techniques, but this can put us into a parasympathetic state, and then we can use the ocean or the lake water, the river, to wash all of the energies that are no longer needed through our entire vessel. Then we have Merkaba spin geometry. So the Merkaba is the star tetrahedron, two beautiful pyramids, three-sided pyramids that are connected together. The top spins clockwise, the bottom spins counter, masculine and feminine. Spin them in those directions together at the same time, feel them connect, and then hold that frequency as long as possible as well too. Another one that you can do is thymus pump over here, and this is where you pump over top of your thymus for 3 to 4 minutes on a regular basis continuously, and you do that, and then you can boost your immunity, connect into your higher heart, 2 to 3 minutes every single day. It's so awesome. It gets your lymph moving as well too. And then we have the galactic cord and the grounding cord. So you can send out a signal, like a thick 4-inch wide galactic cord, hypercolor, connecting up to the cosmos. That gets our cosmic, galactic sky connection. air element, the stars, our multidimensional nature. Then you send that same cord, the darkest green color you can imagine, all the way down through your feet, and send that all the way out to the Earth's iron crystal core. So that's an amazing one to connect in and do some deep grounding. Another one, Galactic at-home practice, is to visualize your wings come online, see them expand, come around, and give you a big giant hug if you've ever been going through something really intense and you're needing some deep self-love. And the final technique and Galactic at-home practice that I'd like to share with you today is called the seed sounds, one for each of the chakra points. So these seed sounds, you can chant and hum them. So for the root chakra, and you're going to do one breath really slowly and just hum for as long as that breath will go for one of each of the chakras. And then when you're finished, do it 2 more times so you made a set of 3. So root chakra would be Lam. Sacral chakra is Vam. Solar plexus is Ram. Heart chakra is Yam. And then third eye is Om, Om, Om. And then the crown chakra is Am, A-U-M, You'll repeat that sequence 3 times, okay? We just did it once. And that brings in your voice, and the humming as you're vibrating your throat, connecting into those chakra vortices, specifically the vagus nerve as well too, and you're letting your voice move energy. So I hope some of these Galactic at-home practices enter into your home life, and may they travel around with you on some of your cosmic journeys while you're traveling at festivals. Who knows where you roam? But these are powerful Galactic at-home tools. I have way more in my toolkit, but wanted to put some of the quickest, easiest to use highlights and encode them directly into your reality. Thanks for listening, everyone. It's always a pleasure to come on here and do these cosmic videos. Please spread this channel far and wide. I appreciate anyone who's plugged into this. I don't like the word following, like follow and share, but who are choosing to engage with this content, and perhaps it brings them some divine wisdoms along the way. I'll have my email, my website, and contact information down at the end of this video. So if anybody wants to contact me and reach out, I'm available to be interviewed for metaphysical topics or talking about exiting the matrix, as well as I do long distance healing and in person here in Victoria, BC. Hope everyone's having an absolute amazing day. I got back from a journey recently where I got to do 9 sessions over 3 days in a wonderful transdimensional yurt. We'll talk to you all soon. Have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks for watching.